Good evening, fellow punters. Mickey D back with you here on Tuesday evening with 3 for tomorrow. The clock on the wall says 9 minutes past 6. A bit earlier than the other evenings this evening. I'll try and get a bit earlier anymore with the racing over earlier and the prices out earlier as well to give you a chance. And I'll be on earlier tomorrow evening anyway because I thought my umpiring days for the year was over. But we have to do a college game tomorrow evening in Athlone at 7:30, so I'm being picked up before 6. So I hope it's fairly fine. Otherwise, I don't fancy out in the cold. We had two today. We had one that the ground must have bogged it down. It drifted out to 10-1. When you see that, it hasn't a hope, and it duly proved that. And the other one then, Apple Rock, that one, that was 5-2 yesterday. He won at I think 7-4. Always traded low and running. He settled in well and he won well. He might win again, that horse too. So we have a winner anyway. Where are we? Tomorrow, the first race, I'm going to Dundalk, but I'm going there for a reason. It's a claimer, but Hale, Bopp there for Ger Lyons, and Colin Keane is riding. It's a 4-year-old. It's the highest rated in the race, as you can see there. It's 84, so that would be given weight away in a handicap. It would be given £6 to Rocky Dreams, the one under it, and it says that's on level weights. And it won at the track before. It broke its maiden over 7 furlongs, and it was rated up to 94 a couple of times, so it has dropped back down. I seen it was entered in the sales in August and it was withdrawn, so they must be trying to get rid of it. But it has ran well at the track, as I said before. It won in October. It won its maiden in October over 7. Then it was up to 82 and up to 94 when it won in Cork. It likes top of the ground. Then it won again over 85, a handicap in May of this year on good ground in Naas. It was up to 94, 93. It's back down again. They put it into a claimer. Keane is on it. They done something similar there a few weeks ago to one that we tipped and backed as well. Bucky Larson. It has the same sort of a profile. So they're out to get the money and they don't mind if they lose it, for a tag. So it's 3-1. Yeah, it's 3-1, 11-4 in that bracket. So a 2-point win on that. And then the 3-10 at Wetherby. The Peter Beaumont Memorial Chase. He was a good trainer. 6 runners. 3 out of the last 5. Well, I get down the screen here to the field. 3 out of the last 5 was won by the favourites. And there was 2 3-1s and there was a 2-1 recently. So either the favourite or the second favourite won the last number of run-ins. It was won by the top weight as well. 3 out of the last 5. And Adrimel, the top weight, that's ground dependent. That runs well on heavy ground. He has won 7 out of 13, 3 out of 5 chases, and the 4 times he has ran on heavy ground, he won, and he won his pint to pint on soft to heavy. He won 2 on soft, and he goes well enough fresh. This is a fairly decent animal. But he is ground dependent, it says, and Lacey does all right first time out. So he hasn't ran since last April. But you can see there, 19th of February he won on heavy ground. He won on heavy ground the 16th of January. The 2nd of December he won on soft ground. He won his bumper on heavy, and he won his pint to pint. So if it is heavy, I'd fancy him more. It says it's soft, heavy in places, so I don't know how the rain is fixed. can see there as well, Tom Lacey in the last 14 days, 4 winners out of 16, so that's 25%. So he's in decent enough form. And Stan Shepherd riding. Pint win on that. That was 5s earlier. What price is it now? It opened up 5-1. It's into 3s, 7-2, 15-4. So there's a bit of money for it. That Knickerbocker Glory is Skelton's, but he won a few races. But if this one gets heavy ground, he'll be hard beaten, I'd say. And then in the 320 at Hereford, it's the Mayor's Handicap Hurl. The top weight, Sashenka. It's a 7-1 shot. This is a second start for the new trainer. And it ran well enough, I thought, the last day. But the distance was the problem. It's up in trip and it suits. Win from Michael Scudamore. But it has ran twice at the track. It has a win and it has a second place. But I thought farther would be better for it this time around. It was rated 80 on the flat as well, going back, which was with Sylvester Kirk. Well, 79, around that, the 80 bracket. So I know it has won. If it gets too deep in the ground for this horse now, it'll be a problem. This wants it good to soft to be ideal for it, but if it was bog deep, even though the young fella's taken off £7, that must be the trainer's son. I see he has 7 wins, but he has a none for the father yet. So hopefully tomorrow he can run into a place anyway, at least. But if the ground was, if it was heavy, I wouldn't back it. But I'd have a pint each way if it's good to soft in places. So I've no idea. That's why I was asking for a weatherman or a weather person to see to forecast the ground for the next day. If someone could do that, that's good at it. Hello to newcomers on the bus: Diogo Coffey, Mark P, Mandy Maughan, Mary Ryan, and Joe Rappel. Joe was giving me a bit of an education on how to pronounce the horses. But I do remember it at times, but I do forget it at times. Anyway, I'm rattling on a bit too much. Bash the bookies, over and out.